Then you have me call you Mr. Jim? It's Miss Hannah.
Tuesdays.
Took all that dude's money. I don't want nothing to happen to you.
Hold on to your seats.
There's nothing wrong with a little revenge.
What you do with like that even?
Their patience has been tried and faith has been tested.
What is it, man?
Not a very Christian attitude.
But just how far can the righteous be pushed?
In certain situations, praying for you to die is very Christian. You want me to do that?
Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots, Tuesdays.
All right, have and have not fans, that was the trailer for next week's episode, September 15th. It's kind of ironic. September 15th, episode 15, The Executor. Wyatt's actions send Jim and Kat into a frenzy. Wyatt is stuck on stupid, and we have to endure it even longer. That's pretty much all I got to say. But before going further, make sure you like the video. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this one. Also, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you're notified whenever I post new content. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Yeah. Where can we go? The trailer starts off, Hannah is rubbing it in Jim's face. It's like, no. You told me to say Mr. Jim. Call me Miss Hannah. Yeah, say Miss Hannah. And we have Benny having a brief scene because he's worried about Candace in regards to the money. So maybe this has to do with Wyatt. Like, is Benny afraid that Wyatt will try to come after her, or will Jim come after her, or whatever the situation? Remember, she says she wants to go to Atlanta. I'm no, what's it called? Cartographer? Is that a person that looks at maps? Let me check something out. We know Candace wants to get a flight. What I want to do, I want to Google the distance between Savannah and Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, wow. It's the first thing. It's basically about 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on what route you take. So she wants to take a flight there. I mean, I'm no expert, but couldn't she take like a bus or something? Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is, if Candace really wanted to get out of Savannah, she would. I mean, this is Candace we're talking about. So what if her flyer miles are suspended? No. What did Landon do? Called a woman? Was it Jenny? Basically somebody to put Candace Young on the no-fly list. But basically, it's one of those situations where Candace is trying to leave, but Benny's worried, and I'm like, well, Benny, you're the one who's staying in town, so I mean, you should be worried, but whatever. Veronica notices the pool boy. Remember, it's Samuel, Laura's boyfriend or whatever. Basically, he's there working the pool, and Veronica's looking out the window, checking him out. Conley tells Charles there's nothing wrong with a little revenge, and to be completely honest, I'm over the Charles thing. Like, the fact that Charles and his storyline has been removed from the show for 4 episodes now, hasn't that really told you that it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things? I mean, sure, we had the Akil and Oliver scenes, but I could care less about that. Again, I'm not saying I hate that storyline. I just said that I could care less about it because it really doesn't do anything in the grand scheme of the show. I'm just saying. Vinny wants to get revenge on Wyatt, or get even with Wyatt. That's why Wyatt's being taken to a back room. Looks like Justin is, still going on about, what do you do? Okay, here's the thing. Jeffrey is in a robe, and I'm guessing that he and Madison Madison falls asleep, but then Jeffrey's going to go and see if Justin's still outside. And then they're going to have an exchange of words. And it's like, I gave up. No, you didn't give up anything for me. We were never together. Blah, 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 blah. Same old, same old. Am I glad to see Jeffrey standing up for himself? Yeah, but we know this dude, he lives for the drama. So it also looks like Tanner, Justin's brother, is attacking him. So part of me is like, this is most likely not a flashback or whatever, but did Tanner like follow Justin around? It's like, he's like, so you were standing outside of a man's apartment for hours and then he decides to beat him up. That's probably what's going to happen. And if that's the case, hopefully Jeffrey doesn't do anything. We go over to David and Hannah. it looks like David is rushing up to Hannah's like, I know you're a good Christian woman and try to think of the Christian thing to do. Didn't he say that before when, yeah, I think that David rushed up to, no, David was waiting for, Hannah to get back to her house, or, you know, Catherine's house. And she was like, hey, I know you're a good Christian woman. Can you tell me what you know? I think it had to do with like telling Benny to stay away from Veronica or something like that. I forgot exactly why David was at the place, but he wanted to know some information. Hannah wasn't having it, and then that was the end of that. And then Hannah's like, well, you know, it's not very Christian, but praying for you to die, how about that? Is that Christian enough for you? And then there's another scene where it looks like they're talking inside of Catherine's house, and she's like, would your mother be proud of you? That would be interesting, because number one, will we find out whether or not David's mother is actually alive? And number two, will we actually learn a little something about David's past? I would like to know. Let's see here. We also have Catherine in jail. Looks like she's talking with the woman in the cell next to her, saying that there's no one on this earth more ruthless than I am. Probably that woman is like, you know, you probably ticked off the wrong woman, right? You know who Mama Rose is. Nah, don't even worry about it. I'm ruthless. Catherine, this is not the right show. You need to go over to BET Plus if we want to talk ruthless. And then in the final scene, we have Vinny telling Sandy to kill Wyatt. And I'm thinking this is a test, because it makes no sense to kill Wyatt when you want to get this $1 million. I mean, who's to say, though, that, oh, let's kill Wyatt, but then we'll tell Catherine if you pay $1 million, you get your son back. But, you're not getting your son back. But, I mean, Vinny wants to get even, so I'm pretty sure Wyatt isn't going to leave there unscathed, but we'll just have to wait and see. So, I'm thinking this is a test to see whether or not Sandy has the goods to be in the family still, because I feel like Sandy's going to get punished at some point, because there was that one photo where he looked pretty beat up in makeup, you know, behind the scenes. But overall, Wyatt's actions send Jim and Kat into a frenzy, because I think Jim was on the phone saying that we need to find Wyatt or he's going to end up dead. I'm thinking that either Catherine and or Jim find out about Wyatt being abducted, because remember, if they're abducting Wyatt for ransom, the Criers will have to find out at some point. But I just feel like it's pretty damn dumb. I think the Wyatt thing is just, you know what, give Candace and Benny, give him the money back, then he'll off himself anyway by overdosing, and then that'll be the end of it. I hate to say it that way, but the storylines are just so repetitive. They're so useless. It's dumb. I don't care anymore. So that's honestly pretty much it. Justin, he can go somewhere too, and that'll be the end of that, but it's not going to happen. So let me know what, I mean, Sandy, pull the trigger. Tanner, beat your brother to death. I don't know, pull a Cain and Abel. I don't care. I'm just ready to be done with most of these characters. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you excited for the Executor next week? I mean, honestly, something I'm looking forward to is whether or not Hannah's going to tell Jim that I have power of attorney, that I have Executor. I'm honestly wondering if that's going to be brought up, and if so, how is Jim going to react to that? Especially when it comes around to we need $1 million to get our son. Oh, you mean your son who left my son out on the road for a day? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hannah will pull that. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got for this particular video. And with that being said, oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Episode 15 and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, next week is the halfway point of the back half of the season. So after next week, we only have 5 episodes left, and the story hasn't really gone anywhere. What can you do? All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.